Inside Reynolds and McElhenney's first season in charge of Wrexham. The cast of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia are hard at work filming for their latest series when Rob McElhenney leaps from his chair and lets out a gladiatorial roar in celebration. More than 5,000 miles away at Wrexham's Racecourse Stadium, summer signing James Jones has just volleyed in a knockdown from striker Jake Hyde to put the Dragons 1-0 up against promotion rivals Notts County. The scene had been ruined by McElhenney's outburst, and the goal was eventually chalked off for an offside in the build-up. Cue outrage. For his co-stars, this was something they have had to get used to. McElhenney is co-chairman of Wrexham alongside Hollywood megastar Ryan Reynolds. They take issue with the word owners, and while they have yet to make it over to Wales, 2 sets of plans have previously been shelved due to complications caused by the pandemic. They are ensuring they don't miss a kick while hard at work in Los Angeles. McElhenney is determined to get his co-stars invested, too. Only last month, prior to the opening game away to Solihull Moors, did Wrexham fans get a message of good luck from Always Sunny's Danny DeVito. The Hollywood transformation of Wrexham, which is in its first full season after the takeover was sealed in mid-February, is a remarkable story a decade on from HMRC being hours away from winding the club up over unpaid bills. Fans rallied together that day, shaking buckets across the town, and £100,000 was raised to save the club. And so for a long time, run diligently by the Supporters Trust, there was a skepticism when anyone inquired about investing or purchasing in a side relegated from the Football League in 2008. The feeling was that Wrexham just deserved a break. Humphrey Kerr, the club's executive director, but also an English comedian, writer and actor whose wife Megan Gans directed the episode ruined by McElhenney's celebrations, tells Sportsmail. It felt like this was a place where you can tell people love their football, and they faithfully and stoutly adhered to that as the town went through an intense economic downswing over the last 20 years. Kerr based himself in the rural area of Borras, Wrexham, 2 miles from the ground, having been sent over to look after the club on behalf of McElhenney and Reynolds. He recalls many a FaceTime with McElhenney while walking down Wrexham High Street to give his close friend a sense of what to expect when he does swap Hollywood Boulevard for Crispin Lane. Since being helped by Inner Circle Sports, who Fenway Sports Group used in the process of buying Liverpool, last year after a WhatsApp exchange between Kerr and McElhenney about buying a team, there has been nothing short of total obsession from the Hollywood stars in making Wrexham a success. Former FA Technical Director Les Reed, ex-Liverpool Chief Executive Peter Moore, and former head of the EFL Sean Harvey are in as consultants. Video platform TikTok has become front of shirt sponsor. Expedia and Aviation Gin have also taken out major deals, and production company FX have commissioned a 2-series documentary entitled Welcome to Wrexham on Disney+, which could command as much as £300,000 an episode. Much of the recent obsession for McElhenney, Kerr explains, surrounded this summer's transfer window, and it led to a number of frantic messages. Kerr explained. I would get texts off him at like 5 a.m. being all what's happened with Aaron Hayden. And I'd have to say I don't know. Rob and Ryan have fast become fans, and the transfer window is the most exciting time. Think about kids on Christmas morning, it was like that. You unwrap a Paul Mullen-shaped box and think core, I hope it's Paul Mullen in there, and then you open it, and there it is, and it's all cool. You play with him for a bit, and then there's another box, and you think there's a center back in there, and so you open that up. They were just like that. They were so excited with everything that came through and all the twists and turns of it all. Who joined from League Two Carlisle United, was one of 10 new arrivals in the summer, with a major push to try and win the division outright this season, ending 14 years in the 5th tier. 9 have dropped down from the Football League, and money has been spent too, with £200,000 going to League One Cheltenham to poach their captain Ben Tozer. Everyone is going to be coming to the racecourse and will want to spoil the party, Captain Luke Young tells Sportsmail. I know it's early days, but when you are out there you kind of look at it thinking, yeah, I feel quietly confident. Claims from rival fan bases that Wrexham's Hollywood cash injection is reminiscent of teams like Salford and Forest Green, who both escaped the 5th tier in recent years following significant spending, was quickly rebuffed by Young. He added, you look at Salford, Forest Green, teams like that, and I'm not saying they aren't good clubs to be at, but when you look at the size of Wrexham and the fan base compared to them two clubs, even before the takeover, it's so big for this league and League Two and in some aspects in League One as well. It's only going to attract more people, more fans, more off the pitch showing an interest, and with that comes a bit of added pressure. You are now expected to do well. There are people who say, wow, you should be winning this league comfortably, and you should be doing this and doing that, but it's not as easy as that. It doesn't work like that. Wrexham head into Saturday's home game against Woking, where a crowd of more than 8,000 is expected unbeaten so far, with 1 win and 3 draws. The Hollywood effect has been immense in giving Wrexham exposure to the envy of almost every team in the EFL. They have earned more than 37,000 followers on TikTok, more than 3 times the capacity of the racecourse in less than 2 months on the platform. Reynolds and McElhenney combine for almost 10 million followers. Last season the club's official accounts saw Twitter and Instagram increase by 90,000 followers combined. There is huge potential. CEO Fleur Robinson, who has more than 25 years experience at Burton Albion on her CV, explains. The fan base is massive, and there is the potential to grow that, so it's a really interesting situation. Attention is now global, and the Hollywood-esque sign erected on the slag heap at Bersham Bank near Roscommon was shared worldwide. A stunt by league sponsors Vanarama, rather than chairman Reynolds and McElhenney. There are now talks with local authorities to keep it for good. There is no other example of a takeover quite like this, Kerr added. It's strange because their intentions are so far removed from the intentions of the traditional model. They are not looking to clear a profit, and they have been very clear about that on several occasions since we started. For me as a football fan, that only makes it more exciting to be a part of. It's not a case of just going to Rob and Ryan asking them to write a load of checks to make it happen. It's all reflective of a belief that has been instilled around the place that it's exciting to be around, and that it's a team that is going places and then aiming to stay at those places.